I'm Helena Mocklin, I'm the Scottish Development Officer from the British Horse Society, and today we're here courtesy of ScottishPower Renewables, and today is sponsored by ScottishPower Renewables, having what we call a pilot wind familiarisation day. What we're going to try and do is show horse riders, we've got 20 people coming today in two groups, how their horses are going to safely get used to wind turbines. Whitelee is the biggest wind farm in Europe. And it's a great opportunity. It has a wonderful network of tracks with great surfaces for horses to actually look at horses getting used to wind farms and trying to address some of the issues and concerns that horse riders have surrounding wind farms. So that's what today's about, and it's going to start with a briefing on foot, and then the horse riders are going to enjoy a good ride around the wind farm.
Nice to see that you're all dressed up in your fluorescent, which is really good. Okay, my name's Rhoda McVeigh. I've been involved in this because I'm a BHS instructor and a ride leader and an examiner for the British Equestrian Tourism exams. So I'm always keen to get people out into the countryside, enjoying their horses if possible. We've got Helena Mocklin here, who is Development Officer for Scotland for the British Horse Society, and she's been the means of getting this day organised.
Hi everybody, I'm Stephen Lindsay from ScottishPower Renewables. I think my job title this week is Community Liaison Officer, but I have many different titles throughout my work in Scottish Power. So welcome to Whitelee, very quickly. I'm really glad to see you all here. I'm hoping this is the start of something that becomes a regular occurrence, not only in Whitelee but in all of our wind farms across all of our portfolio. It's a big site. There's 100 kilometres of roads out there, and very soon another 75 kilometres of roads, so basically 100 miles of road out there for you to ride on and see and do what you want to do on. It's a floating road construction, so sometimes the surface is good and sometimes it can be a wee bit better, but it's totally open to the public, and looking forward to seeing more horses on here. So any questions about Whitelee, just feel free to give me a shout and ask any more. But the big car park, it's open 24/7. Feel free to come up any time you want and put your horse on. We also have a ranger service, so feel free to phone the rangers, that's what they're there for, and they'll give you an up-to-date weather forecast and give you sort of details on the trails if we're having to close some off or whatever. So it's a fantastic facility. I'm looking forward to seeing more horses on here as we go forward.
The reason that we wanted to gather you together here is to just talk about what we're going to do, how we're going to approach this. I can see a few anxious faces out there, and that's quite understandable that you might be anxious because it's a new situation. You need to recognise that, because the way we feel actually communicates to our horses as well. And we want to give the horses as good an introduction to this as possible. And yes, for most of them it will be a completely new circumstance. They've not been around wind turbines before, and therefore they could become anxious as well. So you need to recognise that you might have anxiety and they might have anxiety. With horses, their anxiety is brought out in terms of flight, because they're flight animals. They tend to go, what's that? That's scary. Run off and then turn and look at it. You've all experienced that. Okay, so what we want to do is give them the opportunity to see these big wood turbines and get used to them in an easy situation. We're taking advantage of the fact that horses are herd animals. They actually prefer being with other horses, and if the other horses are quite relaxed, then they'll be quite relaxed as well. Remember, they are prey animals, which means that they have eyes on the side of their heads, and they see forwards, they see sideways, and they see behind them. So they may actually react to something that's happening behind them that you haven't noticed. So you need to be riding aware when you're here, okay? I've ridden around wind turbines before with my horse, and she's been very relaxed about it. But I've actually been quite vigilant. It wouldn't be a place to go and ride with your reins loose, not paying any attention, because you go, oh, it's traffic free, nothing's going to happen. You still have to ride and be aware that there could be wildlife around, or the wind turbines might actually change direction. If you look at them, they are positioned according to where they're going to get the best wind, but the whole thing swivels on the top, which means that you can then get noises and clunking off of that might startle the horse. So your reaction has got to be, if there's a clunking, breathe deeply, breathe calmly, relax, scratch your horse on the wither and go, it's fine, okay? But if the horse spooks forward and is getting into that flight mode, then the way that I would encourage you to tackle that today and any day would be to actually turn the horse's head slightly away from what it's spooking at and turn it in a circle and walk it in a circle. Okay, now even a horse that's actually very stressed, you can turn it in a circle and keep it moving in a place that's very safe for you, because apart from anything else you can turn it off your inside rein and hold on to the mane or the saddle or whatever with your outside hand and then know that you're going to be safe, okay? So there's nothing that's going to happen when you're riding that we can say you're going to be absolutely 100% safe all of the time. And in fact a tree fell on me on Thursday night when I was out riding, so I wasn't expecting that, but we came out of it all right. So you have to pay attention to what might happen and then think, okay, if something does kick off, if my horse is stressed, ride it in a circle. And that's actually a good way of getting them settled anyway. And if you think about it, if you go to a competition and the horse is stressed, you're going to ride circles. So on the same kind of basis here, if some of the horses get stressed, we would ride in circles, and the tracks are wide enough that you can do that, okay? And the other thing is that we can help each other, because often you might be behind a horse and you think, oh, and the tail clamps down and the horse starts to get a little bit agitated, and you know, if you talk to the person in front of you and say it's getting a little stressed, give it a little pat, speak to it, and I talk to my horse all the way around. So, you know, just do what you would do normally, okay? So we're here to have a fun ride, a good experience, and introduce the horses to these gigantic wind turbines. I believe that the stocks are 70 metres tall and the wings are 40 metres each, so it could be 110 metres tall. As far as the horse is concerned, that could be a large moving tree. They've not seen it before, they don't go, ah, it's a wind turbine. But if it makes a funny noise, then they might go, what is that? So turn their head away from where they're spooking at, walk them in a circle. Okay.
Okay, I'm Belinda Morrison, and this is my horse, Just in Time, who is 22 years old, and I've had him since he was a 3-year-old. So we've been together a long time.
And is today his first experience at a wind farm?
It is.
And
yes.
how did you get on?
It was great. We had a super ride, thank you. I thought Justin would be more anxious, but we had a super day. It wasn't too windy, so there wasn't much noise. You noticed the shadows a little bit, and there was one wind turbine which was whooshing a bit with the noise. I was slightly anxious there, but apart from that, really nothing to worry about. So it was a great ride.
And will you come and ride in the wind farm again?
Yes, I'll bring my daughter with me next time.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Denvin, member of BHS, and my horse is called Daisy, and this is our first introduction to hacking and being out at the wind farms. It's a very enjoyable morning. We're a 12-kilometre hack with quite a variety of horses, variety of riders, and everything was absolutely perfect. It's a great experience, need to do more of it.
And did you find anything different about the wind farm to hacking normally?
As far as the horses' experience, it seemed to be exactly the same experience. There's nobody seemed to bother at all. I mean, the only issues we had was probably hacking it in bigger groups, which isn't normal.
Yeah.
You know, with 10 to groups, so that was quite big. But actually, I think it's probably quite a good experience. And I think we
Will
should
you come and ride in the wind farm again?
definitely. I think we should do more of it.
My name's Lorna, and this is my horse Luca, and he's a 17-year-old thoroughbred, and he's not your average hacking horse, but he's really good round the wind farm. And he copes really well with the turbines. He's actually quite unafraid of them, which is really good.
What did you think of your ride today?
The ride today was absolutely fantastic. It was great. It was really good. All the horses were really calm. Everybody was in control. And I think it was a really happy time. And although Rhoda gave us a briefing and said, you know, what to do and how to structure things, and if you're nervous, what to do to ride circles or to ride school movements or things like that, that was really, you know, helpful for all of us. But in actual fact, we really didn't need it because all the horses were so calm and so together. And I think being out in a group made that really possible for everybody. It's a really good resource, so it's good. It was really good to ride around, and the surfaces were good. I was a bit worried that they might not be very kind to the horses' feet, but they were very good, so that was really reassuring.
So will you come and ride it in the wind farm again?
Yes, it's local to home for me, and I would definitely come back and ride again. Yeah, absolutely.